So I got into the service mode, and that's how many gallons have gone through it total. Okay, we're in this old house. Ripping out this water softener. I just decided to make a video of it. This ain't gonna be fun. Got the head tore off here. I'm gonna try to pull up on it this way. Okay, that got me breathing good. So I gotta get this out. Water. Dump it. Gully washer. Well, we got her home. Okay, to continue on with this water softener, we're gonna clean it up and test her out. It was installed back in '97, and keep in mind this house was not used for like 15 years out of that, so it was just vacant. She looks pretty rough, but I think it's gonna work. We'll make sure it does before we put her in use. You know, first thing we're gonna do is plug her in, see what happens. Okay, we're gonna check the rest out now. All right, here's the flow sensor, this gray wire. Be a little careful with that. It's got its own little brain box. Head control. Next, take this side out. Here's the little keepers for the back side that I took off at the house. Take this head apart. These clamps are pretty easy. Not much to them. What I'm gonna make sure, is that I put it back together the same way so it's still in time with the other side. So you got the clean side up there. When I put it back together, I need to make sure I put that all the same way. I got this bigger side down. And I guess as long as we don't turn this head here, we should be good. Hopefully I don't do all this and the tank leaks. Not much to this ecosystem model. Eductor that strains out your brine. Your brine comes in here during a regen, strains it, because then salt's kind of dirty. We'll see how bad it. Let's see what kind of goodness we got in here. Pretty black, fine particulate material. Right there's your strainer. The other thing is, make sure we took the motor side off, and that's the outside. It says right on top of here. I don't know if you could mess it up or not, but I'm sure you could. We'll pull this off just so you can see what's in there. You got some foam, and all it is this is your vessel sitting in an empty container. Okay, so I'm gonna gently twist this, trying not to mar the sealing surface up. And I see a problem already. Right there. That's not good. What we'll do is we'll clean these all out. Probably just glue those shut. There should be a mushroom cap on the end. Water goes through this preventing the resin to come out. They got a little gravel on the bottom to prevent it from bunching up, but you can see how fine those are. But any little crack, you'll get resin in all your spouts and spigots. This strains it all out. So basically, there's your inside. That clear area is where the resin level was. The rest of it was just sitting there with water, so it's rusty water. I'm gonna try to hot see that out. There's the date code. Tank size, 97. Soon. A little bit of lime out. Got a little lime out, hot see it. Looking pretty good. So we're gonna drain this excess water off. We're gonna try to rinse this. Okay, so all I'm gonna be doing is manually scooping and pouring resin. Make sure you got the tube all the way in there, otherwise you got a one shot at this. Just like that. So now what I'm gonna do is backwash it, basically manually. I got my little nozzle here. We're gonna turn her on. I'm gonna try not to get any resin, because if you do it long enough and hard enough, you get resin out of here. And we don't want that. And it don't look too bad. Clean it up, all right. I fixed that with some hot glue. So we're gonna try it. Back flush really hard. Now if I wouldn't have fixed that leak, we would have done this. Oh, some resin, see the resin shot out there. So it's holding back the resin pretty good. Okay, we got all that cleaned out. Drop that in there. Okay. Fits nice and snug in there. That's the way she's supposed. Now I gotta get the right gasket in there. They're two the same. Look at these are pretty good yet. If these wear, you're gonna have issues with regen, leaking by. Get that. Okay, so try to put it back together the way it was. Got these bigger notches, go to the bottom, and the smaller ones go to the top, just like that. And then you got that there. Don't forget the O-ring, spring. Now some things might change a little bit, but as long as it hooks up with the other end, we'll get it all back together right. So it is marked and going one way. So I did, when I cleaned it, I marked it there. Spring on here. And she goes. Just like that. This one will go on pretty easy, I think. Now we'll get the orifice in. The other thing I want to make sure the little flow meter spins in there, which it did for me. I'll double check it though. Oh yeah, nice and free. Okay, we'll put the same O-rings on. They are still really good. These little clips. Make sure it snaps in. Push it over. Just like that. Hear it snap. Now she's not going anywhere. Now we'll put ports on here and we'll just run it through the cycle. So I screwed up here. I forgot to put an O-ring in here. That would have been bad. Hope you guys don't forget either. O-ring, there's O-ring inside. The other thing I forgot to clean was this. It just comes out like that. I'm gonna flush that all out. So this back venturi, there's a little bitty strainer in there also, but I got the gasket, it all fell apart, so we're gonna have to get a new one of those. Okay, just so everyone sees this, that little witch's hat goes like that, sits in there, and the O-ring, perfect. The other thing, make sure you blow through here. They should be cleaned, but there's 2 little O-rings in there too. Yeah, this is gonna be a long video. A lot of work to do. So we're gonna look at this, and we're gonna clean it all up. Okay, finally got that out. Sorry, the video stopped. All looks clean. We're just gonna rinse it out, put it back together. A little air through this. Good. Reassemble. Okay, so that's part there's done. Now I just need to clean out this tank. It's nasty. Okay, we got the screw put in. I gotta make sure it sits on them little, between the pegs so the bottom don't move around. That just sits in there like that, and we're in business. Looks like we got some chew marks there from some mice. We're gonna cut this shorter. Pressured it up. Let some of that water run out. Just got a Mickey Mouse job here. That would be normal operation there. Looks like it went into its regen cycle already. Okay, so now here's the start. It's gonna start backwashing. Make sure we don't have any leaks. Does not appear. So right here is the backwash modes. This one is currently set in double backwash. Now it has done backwashing, and you can see water's coming in there. We'll maybe lift this up to make sure it looks like it. So that fills the tank back up. Dripping out of the drains. There'd be a lot of wasted water if we left it that way. Okay, so this is part of the head valve. It's got pretty good grooves in there all the way around. I got a little leak. I am gonna put this in the lay and smooth it up. 2 hands. Then the white side, the Teflon side, I'm just gonna do a little sanding on this flat surface. That one's pretty rough. Got a pretty good gouge there. Gasket, kind of the same way. Takes them off. We got those sanded down. So I started using a file, and that's how out we are. That looks a lot better. So there again, the smooth part is what I'm taking off. That's how out of shape it is. That looks pretty good. Okay, we'll see if it works. So this unit had leaked by there and out the drain. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run it through a few cycles to see. Well, it looked like that did it. And the hose is barely dripping, slowing down. We got nothing there. Okay, so I got the new eductor salt part. Piece of rubber. $21 for that. Okay, I got it all hooked up in the shop. This is the part I've been waiting for. Okay, this has got an 032 on, and it's got an 032, but they look a little different. I don't know. Okay, so mine's got that little rubber restrictor in there. And we'll put this back in. And I decided to put the factory one of these back in. I'll put it back online. Hold that. Force it into a regen here. Make sure she works. So I need to go to the 4th step. So this would be filling. I did the 2nd. Third. And we're going to the 4th. Yeah, that should be the brine step. Now it should be sucking the water down. And it looks like it is. Sweet. So it's doing what it's supposed to do now. It's got suction. We'll put it back in there. You can hear it sucking now. Yeah, we should be good to go. Now it's salt water already, pretty saturated. So I got into the service mode, and that's how many gallons have gone through it total. Just switched to backwash now. 1.8 gallon a minute for backwash. Well, that's a wrap. I just got done regening, and we're put her in service. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you made it this far, thanks for bearing with me on this. I tried to make it as short as I could.